Hey there, thanks for joining me. Tonight we're making a quick cooker shrimp boil. If you've had things like that before, you know how flavorful and delicious they are. I found the recipe online on a website called Damn Delicious, and everything I've ever made from there is really excellent. So I'll post the recipe in the comments when I'm finished, but let me show you how simple it is to prepare. So you're gonna start first with, this is a one pot meal first of all, so everything's gonna cook right in the quick cooker. Our quick cooker is stainless steel insert. I'm using a 6-quart, that's what ours is. And you're gonna start with 1.5 pounds of red potatoes. Get those small ones. You don't even cut them, just put them in whole. If you do cut them, it's likely that they're gonna get mushy, and you don't want that because nobody likes mushy potatoes for the most part, right? So 1.5 pounds of red potatoes. Take a package of andouille sausage. If your family doesn't like that, you can do like Polish kielbasa, anything like that that you like if you want it to be a little bit more mild. Then 3 ears of corn. If you can't get fresh corn this time of year, you can do frozen, it'll be totally fine. Add those right to the top of the pot, okay? Next up, some seasoning. So we're using Old Bay today. You can use the Zatarans if that's what you prefer. I happen to have this. So we need a tablespoon of this over the top and just sprinkle it in. We're gonna stir it in just a little bit. This recipe, you guys, is so easy, and I've been looking forward to teaching you this one all week, or all weekend anyway. We're gonna add a tablespoon of your favorite hot sauce. I'm a Cholula fan. How about you? Do you have a favorite one? Whatever you have, use it. And if you want it to be more mild, just don't use a full tablespoon. Use whatever you like. All right. Now, I know you love my cooking hacks, so I'm going to teach you one. It's actually not mine. I just happen to have the right tool to do it. If you have a citrus peeler, did you know you can use it to open up an onion to make it easy to peel? So citrus peelers typically have what looks like a little crochet hook on there. Just start at the root end and simply score it. And I usually just go in quarters, and it makes it really easy to peel. Now for this recipe, I only need half of a sweet onion. And if you're not sure what a sweet onion is, they tend to be more, oval shaped like this. And then I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna drag it across the top just to give it a little grab. Yellow onions tend to be more round. Okay, now watch how simple it is to peel this onion because it's already scored. Now, oh, I just got sprayed in the face with onion juice. Glad it's a sweet onion and not a smelly yellow one. It's very easy to just grab it where it's scored and just peel it off, just like that. You will have a little more waste, but guess where it's going? The veggie scrap bag for broth. So it's not really gonna go to waste at all. Okay. So we've got that all off, and then let's go ahead and just cut half of it. So you can use the food chopper if you want. I'm just gonna use a knife, and I'm gonna slice right through the top. I'll save the rest for another time. When you are chopping an onion, I like to look at where the root end is, and then I take the tip of my knife. So the root end is away from me. Take the tip of the knife and just cut some little cut marks about 3/4 of the way through there. Curl those fingers, you don't want to lose any of them. And then come this way, again, curl your fingers, and you'll have an easy chop. Okay, and then kind of turn it. You want to make sure your vegetable is never taller than it is wide, or else you'll have trouble with slipping. Okay, that's all the main prep. Throw that in, and I'll bring the camera over so you can see after I give it a stir. So we're gonna stir it up before we add the liquid in there. Any guesses of what the liquid's going to be today? I wonder what you all put in your shrimp boil, or maybe you do crab. You wanna just give it a gentle stir. Okay, we are using beer. So you need lager or Pilsner, ideally. I just told Mike, I said, go grab a beer. It needs to be 16 ounces. His bottles are only 12 ounces, so he's gonna be surprised in a little bit where he gets to finish the other side of the bottle. So we're gonna add 16 ounces, and based on my experience with the quick cooker, I bet one 12-ounce bottle would have been enough, but he would like to have that. You can use your thermometer. It's got a bottle opener. Did you know this? So open it up, And then we're just gonna pour that beer over the top. Now, if you don't wanna use beer, you can use broth, chicken broth or vegetable broth, whatever you prefer. Okay, I'm gonna get my skillet on for the next part. So this is going to cook in just 5 minutes, okay? Let me show you what it looks like on the inside, okay? So there you see the potatoes, the andouille sausage, the corn, and the seasonings. So we're gonna put the lid on and let it cook under pressure for just 5 minutes, and then the shrimp goes in after. If I put the shrimp in now, it would be so mushy and terrible. It wouldn't be very impressive at all. So take your cover, make sure whenever you're pressure cooking that the gasket inside your lid is pushed in all the way. If there's a buckle in it, it's not gonna make a tight seal. And then we're just going to set it manually. Let me turn the camera so you can see. On custom, I'm gonna reduce the time to 5 minutes. Okay, make sure the button at the top is flush, and this pressure release valve has a steam icon. Just make sure it's lined up and then hit start. It's gonna take about 7 minutes or so for it to come under pressure, and then the countdown will start. When the 5-minute countdown is finished, I will manually release the pressure and the pin will drop. I'll add the shrimp over the top and then set it for 1 more minute. Okay, and then a quick release then. You don't want to go over on that quick release because it's going to get overcooked. So let's work on the garlic butter that's going to top our shrimp when it's finished. I will be posting an additional video in the comments when it's done so you can see me add the shrimp and what that looks like. Okay, so when the shrimp is done, I'm actually going to pull it out and I'm going to toss it with some garlic butter. So you need a quarter cup or half a stick, 4 tablespoons, however you want to call it, of butter, and go ahead and melt it in your skillet. And then we're going to press some fresh garlic in there, lots of it. So hopefully you all can see okay. You know who is on the floor, you know, she's taking the space of my tripod. So we're going to go ahead and add that garlic with the skin right into the garlic press. Press it straight in there. And we're just going to pull out that garlic peel. We need 4 cloves of garlic. So this is going to be super flavorful. And then we'll add some of the Old Bay to this as well. So let's go ahead and pull that out. And I bet I can press these 2 at the same time. I love this garlic press. It gets used all the time here. If you've not seen this before, check this out. Look how fine that is. All minced. I don't have sticky fingers. And the little cleaning tool gets it all scraped off. All right, we need to add a teaspoon of Old Bay. So you need 4 teaspoons total in this recipe. So you put 3 teaspoons go into the boil in the quick cooker, and then the other teaspoon here. All right, let's give this a little stir. There, my girl just moved, so she's gonna go lay somewhere else. Gracie loves to be in the kitchen, you guys, and I can't help it. She just likes to be near mom. All right, you're only gonna cook this until it starts to smell fragrant, and it's pretty close to there. We don't wanna overcook it because then the garlic is going to be burned, and that wouldn't be good at all. So I'm gonna turn the heat off, and we're gonna let it go. So let's take a look at the quick cooker. I'm sure it's still coming under pressure. So this will continue for just a couple more minutes and then it will be ready. So when we're finished, I will add a second video into the comments. You might have to touch the screen and say review all comments to be able to see it all, but I will post the recipe right now. So if you can't wait to make this and you want to do it right now, you can. Thanks for joining me tonight. I wish I could share a nice bowl of this with you. I know it's going to be delicious. Take care. Hey there, we're back. The 5 minutes are up. I've pressed the pressure release button for a quick release after it was finished. The pin has dropped. It's time to open up the lid. And now, let me show you what it looks like on the inside. We're simply gonna add the shrimp right to the top. So that's what we have right now. It smells so good in here. So I've got a full package of shrimp. I've thawed it out. It's mostly thawed. There's a little bit of frozen in there, but not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and just add it to the top. And now we put the lid back on for one more minute of release. So you wanna make sure everything is, your pressure release button is released when you're putting it back on because it's hot. If it's all flush, it might not be easy to get on. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit custom time. We're gonna let it go for just 1 minute. That's all it's gonna take for the shrimp to cook. Hit start. It'll come back up to pressure, cook for 1 minute, and then we'll be ready for the next step. The final step is done. It's been cooking for 1 minute, and I'm gonna go ahead and, I've released the pressure. I'm gonna go ahead and take the lid off. I didn't mention that I chose to use peeled and deveined shrimp. The original recipe asks you to use the shell-on kind. I'm too lazy. I don't like doing that. so here it is. All right, we're gonna pull that shrimp out. These weren't large shrimp. Those of you who are watching from the South, no, you guys have access to lots of great shrimp. We don't necessarily as much in this part of the world. So I'm just gonna add that shrimp right to the garlic butter that we cooked before. And your shrimp is just on top, and all it did was steam. If you do this and you find your shrimp is done more than you like it to be, when you set your pressure cooker, you can actually set it to 0 or to 1, and as soon as it starts the countdown, you can actually turn it off then. It will cook as it's coming up to pressure. Okay, I think I've got them all fished out. Ha ha ha. Let's grab the last couple here. I think there's a couple more in there. Okay, so now you're going to go ahead and just toss that garlic butter that has the garlic and Old Bay gently in your pan. That stuff has so much flavor. Okay, let's plate it up. So I'm going to grab one of the corn, and it's kind of soupy on the bottom. Looks so good. And some of that sausage. Maybe not quite so many potatoes. Okay. And then you're just going to take some of the shrimp, bring that onto the side, and then we're going to garnish it with parsley. You can skip this, but it adds some beautiful color. So I've got fresh parsley in here. Just going to put a little bit of that on top. There we go. And there is our shrimp boil. I hope you'll try it out. Let me know what you think.